Testing 1 2. Kati, Rami.
Hello. Hi.
Okay, hi. All right, team 2 at another one. So far, you mean 14. Have any coming?
Good afternoon, Mr. Lawi.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Lawit. Just informing you that Team Kawenu, we will be using my ID, Delma.
Okay.
If la four is start up, let's send.
All right. Ini start nama ba ya request siya wa ada talaga ba talam lol lecture belum itu.
Nama
So
data
far
liu.
Kavanis. Oh, okay, me wait.
So tell ma Team Kawenu, Ivla, kuya.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mrs. Atta. Team Kawenu, it's
afternoon.
Pamina Tari, Aneta Rihivo, Clemon Nulak, and Delma Joel.
Thank you.
Hello, Liza.
Hello, Delma.
Hi, Delma.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Leo.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon, Kathleen, Lunotevate, Mrs. Joel, and Mrs. Belinda Caloris.
Good
The Manua School.
afternoon.
Good
Okay.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. So Manua School,
Yes.
Belinda and Evelyn.
Evelyn.
Yo.
Set that.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Atta, Central School.
Wait. Okay. Good afternoon, Central School.
If everyone is stop. Madam Regina Losiside. Mr. Daniel, Elma Fakao, Taya Numbers, and Regina Pumsel from Seaside.
Thank you.
Dr. Caitlin, sorry, you heard me? Testing 1, 2, Dr. Caitlin.
Yes.
Kati, you heard me clear, but Dr. Caitlin?
Yeah. Yes, me are you clear?
Me hope she got problem. It was some she got problem with the mic flow, Dr. Yeah. Dr. Caitlin. Mr. Kevin join. Kati, am I right? Mrs. Caitlin now.
Mr. Lawi. Mr. Lawi.
Yes.
Nama beliau we want them put name premier pe mi fast now. Mi name premier. S2247532 ya. You start look me. Me want to say you misal ko change ma number put name premier. Mi bisa apa ke be? Huh?
You call you lo photo blue you ya. You go by look at 3 dot. You got mute after you got 3 dot. You click 3 dot ya. You come down by look at rename.
Yes.
You click rename ala you rename.
Ale. Hah? Syukur pun rawasannya.
So far you meet 24, you join in.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Tata.
Mr. Lawi, you heard me?
Yes, me heard you clear. Mr. Kevin, shut the mic, please. Me was some
Okay,
right, you know. Mr. Kevin's meeting, tram test the mic. Me look or some say you're right, you know. Now you unmute to stop. You mute Alay tok.
1, 2.
Nice one. Receive.
Thank you.
Only tok Kailin.
Kalstin, you hear me now?
Now yeah, mi haram you clear now. Okay, thank you so
Okay.
far.
Mikolo,
everyone.
me change the laptop, Mikolo mobile.
Phone. Okay, yes, you will haram you. Every participant, once again, thank you too much, everyone. I just want to give you me some basic usage before me look at time. You call lecturer play me or online instructor play me or icon. First one, me unmute me everyone. Once we from purpose flow record team, me no one them noise low background, no matter how you stop low home, me mute me everyone. And by me follow him, suppose when you money make suppose you cut anything lo talam, you just wanna mic play or lay talk. That's no upload no cut any noise low background plus follow recording do you me. So far so good. Lo you me who by start talk to you. Katsama uli kami na yun as far as in ng 30 now. 30 participant.
Okay, you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome lo first Zoom lo EDPS 111 lo 2022. Me got a little bit problem with him. My mic, but then I found out it's only my laptop. Since I changed device to this phone now, my mic is working, so there must be something with the laptop. Well, I was listening and Mrs. Arthur was welcoming everyone that I heard from North Efate Central School. And I had a call this morning from Edwin and I could just see him a few minutes before Edwin was on, and that is from Tafea, Tana. So I'm sure there are participants from north to south online right now for this Zoom. And I will not take up waste any more time because we only have 1 hour of Zooming. I will go straight into what we plan to do for this Zoom, and that is more of an introductory session for EDPS 111. Since we started, we've only been doing things online without seeing each other. And this afternoon, I was pleased to see a few faces. So I tried to put faces to the names that I saw and those who I messaged and those who called in. So that's very good. And so this afternoon, we will begin by us, the 4 lecturers who are looking after this course, to briefly introduce ourselves. You have seen our photos and you have on the Moodle page. They may be able to say a few more things and show their faces to you this afternoon. So I will begin, as Carlton has already introduced myself, and I was the one populating, and you've seen my name. This is me, and I am Galen. Used to be Harrison, now it's Tarosa. And I am working along with 3 others in this course. Each of our other lecturers will come in to introduce themselves. I am one of the lecturers, and I also look after education studies as the team leader. So that is a bit of myself. So the 2 courses that are on right now, they run parallel to each other. They are both from education studies, EDPS111 and EDPS112. So once again, welcome aboard everyone, and I will stop here. I'll hand over to the coordinator if he's online with us right now. Thank you. Back to you, Carlson, or the course coordinator.
Thank you, Dr. Kelin Tarosa. Now, your colleague, police staff, Kathy. Mike is yours.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone from Notefate.
Good afternoon.
So I'm Kathleen Atta. I'll be working along with Mrs. Tarosa for EDPS 111. I'll be populating soon, so Mrs. Tarosa is still taking charge on what's appearing on Moodle. Yeah, so I'm Kathleen Atta from Notefate. Thank you so much. Excuse my I'll be there. I'll be there with you throughout the session. Thank you.
And then next one, Mr. Kevin.
Good afternoon. Yes, Kevin Smith. I'll be joining Dr. Tarosa, Mrs. Sada, and Paul with EDPS111. Basically, I'll come in as one of the course tutors and one of the course lecturers to assist in dealing with any affairs or issues related to EDPS111. Who are be able to assist. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Kevin.
Carlson,
Correct.
to Harami,
Yes, clear.
is Mr. Takaro around?
No, stop.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll come in again, sorry. Class, Mr. Paul Takaros, was Samlo Yuflay Savelohem. He is our course coordinator. I thought he is online, but Carlton has just confirmed that he has not signed up for now. Maybe he has connectivity problem, or maybe there's something that's that has caused him not to join us now, but he's our course coordinator, and you're welcome to work with him later in the course. So we welcome everyone, and we will now go on to Mrs. Arthur to take us with the first thing that we have planned to talk about this afternoon. Thank you, Mrs. Arthur.
Thank you, Mrs. Rosa. Mr. Carlson, I need your help for assistance. Assistance for sharing my screen. I have about 5 slides to share with us this afternoon. Mr. Lau, is it working well?
We can see your screen now.
Okay, thank you.
Session.
So we are given between 5 to 10 minutes each to discuss what we are supposed to talk about this afternoon. As Mrs. Tarosa said, it is mostly an introductory session. So it's mostly getting to know each other and what we expect for this course. So I'll be briefly talking on time management and procrastination. Okay, so firstly, we look at time management. We all know what time is and what management is. And being teachers, we know that timetables are always there every day to guide us on how many minutes we're supposed to spend on each of what we should be doing daily. So why we talk about time management for this course is basically to help us manage our time well as working teachers, so that we have enough time to teach our students, we have enough time to prepare our lessons, assess our students, and also not forgetting that we are also parents. So we should have enough time for our children at home and our spouses. So briefly, time management is planning and controlling how much time to spend on specific activities. Okay, so we have activities, but it's planning and controlling so that we do not spend too much time on one activity and having a very short time on the other. Next one here is getting it right, and you'll end up working smarter. So we say working harder is not the same as working smarter. So we encourage ourselves to work smarter. Okay. Benefits of time management. Time management helps us to prioritize our tasks, so we know what's needed to be done first, or what's on our priority list. It also helps us to increase and provide a better quality of our work as teachers and as students, as we are taking on our new roles as students. Time management also helps us to cut down on stress and anxiety, because when we have too much work to do and we do not plan our time well, then we get stressed. because we don't know which one to get it done and all that. Then we have much less procrastination, which is another big word for us to look through this afternoon. Okay, so those are benefits of time management. So good time management combats procrastination, okay? Prevents or stops procrastination or controls, okay, or limits. So we say good time management allows us to set our goals correctly. Okay, so we plan our tasks and activities, we make best use of our time. Helps us to organize our time. As teachers, we know that every morning we go to our class, our students are there waiting for us, but we also have another load of study. So organizing our tasks daily help us to manage our time well. Then we have prioritizing, okay? Doing the things you have to do while still having time for the things you want to do. So we have our class to prepare, our children to look after, our students to look after. We have our study to work on. We have assignments. We have our ticks besides our tasks on Moodle to check whether we are completing each activity or not. And besides that, we also have our own family activities, our own society activities to attend to, like being church members, church leaders, or community leaders. Those are things that we are obliged to do. Have a study calendar. So becoming a student, we need to have a calendar. So in this calendar, we plan out our dates, assignment due dates. We have our weekly tasks, weekly topics, important dates, our children's birthdays, our birthdays, weddings, and all that, because those are also part of our daily tasks. We will not put all those aside, because those are things that they become part of our lives in this society. Okay, then we focus our attention. Okay, focus your attention. If it is your study time, then focus on your time. We remove distractions. One factor that has become a great distractor is our social media. So when we say distractions, most of us log in or connect to our mobiles, but then we might have things like people start chatting with us, sending chats with us on Messenger, or we are tempted to go to Facebook and see what's there. So this is just one example of distraction. Otherwise, we have other distractions. So when we have our timetables, we also have it on our walls at home. So our children know, our family members know that from this time to this time, we are studying. So we do not need any distractions. And if it becomes a routine, then other members outside the family knows that Mr. Edwin at this time is studying. We do not have to go there and disturb. And the final one is recognize the onset of procrastination, meaning that at times we tend to tell ourselves, oh, this assignment is still due in 2 weeks' time. We can leave that aside. We can maybe begin that next week. Those are signs of procrastination because we don't know what comes after those days. So we might say Monday, but then the Monday, something else pops up. So we start delaying, and we fall behind with our assessments or our assignment tasks, or especially with our Moodle. This time it has been upgraded. So each time you finish one, a tick appears, then you can move on. So this activity also helps us with time management. So if you can't finish one activity, then you are not able to go to the other activity. So getting the most out of your study time. we have our own times. So I can't force you, okay, this time till this time you need to study. You know your study time well. So you say, decide when you are most productive. Some of us are productive in the morning or in the afternoon, early in the morning. Those are our study times. Those are our most productive times. Plan for study time each day and get it into a routine, like I just mentioned. Okay. Ask your family, friends, and colleagues for their support. Also, remember to plan for the unexpected. Okay. So we are living in a communal society. Ikatuan death, you must go now. Ikatuan married, you must go now. And deaths especially are unexpected or accidents. So we need to plan for those times. We need to set, when we are planning, we plan that by this time I need to finish because I don't know what comes after that. Something might come later. Try to get ahead in your studies so that if something goes wrong, you have a bit of extra, available and you don't get too far behind. Okay, so which is something I noticed in our group, our last year's group. We have activities like media assessments, end of term sports, music nights. Those are annual events. Those are not unexpected events. Those are annual events, so they should become part of our study calendar. Now we know we have our annual, besides the COVID, but each year we know that by this time we have this, we have this, we have this. So those activities take up a lot of our time. Okay. Soon to finish. So procrastination, the big word. Most of us don't like that word. So I have, so we say procrastination is the act of delaying or putting off tasks until the last minute or past their due date, deadline. Then we start receiving messages, emails. Oh, sorry, me no sabe happen, me no sabe me. But remember, on our assessment drop-in boxes, there are also cut-off dates. Okay, so we try to avoid sending assignments through our emails. We want to make use of our Moodle drop-in boxes. Okay, so I'll just go quickly through this. Then you might put yourself into one of those categories. So the first category is the worrier, the person who worries. These are the people who put things off because they worry about the challenge or about leaving their comfort zone. So comfort zone would be us teaching, as teachers. This time we are moving out of our comfort zones, becoming students. So that might be a challenge. And we worry a lot and we start putting things aside. Okay? Overdoer, those who take on too much and then struggle to find the time to complete everything. So we do not, we forget that we have our plannings. So we need to plan wisely, like we mentioned before. Then we have the perfectionists, those who avoid tasks because they doubt their ability to complete them perfectly. Okay, so they're afraid, no good me begin no straight. No good me writing English, no good to maths. And we start having a low self-esteem. Then we have the dreamer, those who put off tasks because they are not good at focusing on the details. So we might have our time set aside for studying. The one becomes a friend. 6 o'clock now. Also, we got to go on one cell. I lay shifting focus here now. The focus becomes disturbed. Okay, we know our society, so that we can't ignore. You know, tell them say no, I may not do. Okay, the last one is the crisis maker. Those who put off tasks because they prefer working under the pressure of tight deadlines. So I got some you miss Lego no, me then we 1 weekend I miss have a walk no. Then we don't forget that in 1 weekend I want something in straight. Rainy rain, network in no good. Okay. Okay, I think I'm going past my time. So prioritize wisely. I'll just share this. This is my final slide. So prioritize wisely to avoid procrastination. So the first one says, prioritize tasks based on importance and urgency. Importance and urgency. Those are the two key words, importance and urgency. For example, look at your daily tasks and determine which are, one, important and urgent. Do this task right away. Okay, so those are the important and urgent, do them right away. Next one, important but not urgent. Okay, important but not urgent. Decide when to do this task. So you can say, okay, I can do this after class. Third, urgent but not important. Okay, urgent but not important. For instance, maybe it's urgent that we are talking in terms of studying. I'm leaving everything aside. So it is important that I need to meet with my fellow students to discuss something. But then the importance might not be, it might not be of great importance because I have my own laptop. So I can work on my own today. Then I can join my friends later. Okay. Also, you can delegate these tasks. As teachers, we have a lot of tasks. So it's urgent that I take my students out for PE. But my study comes in. So I can choose teacher aide. Please, can you look after my class? Okay. Not urgent and not important. Set this aside to do later. So we can do it during the weekend. Maybe no urgent, maybe no important. Okay. Okay. So colleagues, that's my last one. And my last one is the references for this. Thank you for your time. I'll still be with you throughout. So any questions, we will have a session for Q&A. Thank you, Mrs. Tarosa. Thank you, Mr. Carlson.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Arthur. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Thanks a lot, Mrs. Arthur, for your presentation on time management and procrastination. And yes, please stay around because our trainees or students may have some questions to ask later on. Save your questions for our Q&A session, as Mrs. Arthur rightly mentioned. All right, thank you. We will now move on to Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, are you there?
Good
Okay.
afternoon. Can you all hear me?
I can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We'll proceed. I don't know whether you see mommy. Mr. Smith?
Kelly, Katie.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Kalsin,
Then-
ilukosem yumilusum Mr. Smith, I think. Yufla harami.
Mivlay haram yuplia.
Loud and clear.
Okay. So I think we've just lost Mr. Smith. I think it's the connectivity.
Connectivity plumi town. Me too plumi town small tete ya.
Yeah, me too. Me too, Plumi, on and off, yeah. So I missed part of Kathy's presentation. Sorry about that.
Mr. Smith minamulukam. Kathy, you still harami?
Okay. I'm listening, Mr. Haramio.
Okay. Good. Mr. Smith naman na internet namin. Yeah, a little bit. You may wait around. You may wait around. Participant, please. You may wait around. You may wait lang. Suppose may kami na lang. You can mic lang back again.
No problem.
All right, so. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. You can hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, Mr. Smith is just calling me Naya, Blotalem say he has a technical problem. He might come in again later on before you may finish. So, excuse me. Bami come in. Bami come in, blow me talk about one small part, blow. When we fly plan, blow talk about this afternoon with all of you. And that is to do with our course. Completion, activity completion and restriction. From our cohort last year, we discovered that a good number of our students, they just wait for assignment to do. Now, being sorry, I am not going to show any PowerPoint here, class, and that is because my devices are playing up on me. I am on my phone now. I'm not on my laptop anymore, and my internet, for some reason, this afternoon is on and off. So, Kalsin, if you're listening.
Dr. I think Kevin is with us now.
Okay. Sorry. I couldn't check on this phone who comes in. I keep admitting people who are coming in. Let me no more check and say who is on. So if Kevin is here, back to Mr. Smith. Thank you.
All right, good afternoon. Apologies for the inconvenience. I'll get on with what's been prepared for this afternoon right away. I have only 2 slides, students, so it should be fast and it should be fast. All right, can you all see my screen?
Yep.
It's coming.
Yes. Still empty.
Okay.
All right, I've been tasked this afternoon to look at networking, and I've prepared a slide from we're going to look at networking matters from two perspectives. One would be sort of the humanistic aspect of networking. Okay, I want to start this afternoon by bringing that statement which says that no man is an island. Basically, as students, and given the fact that you're not just students, but you're also on a full-time job, you're teaching full-time, but at the same time you'll be you're studying. So what that means is our networking is very, very important. You need to know who you're working with. And basically, if you have more than one, if there are more than one of you in the same school or within the same area that you're working, then it's very important that you work together. It is very, very important. I can't stress that enough, that please, teachers, colleagues, you have to work together. You need to be able to develop that networking skills to be able to work with other people so that you can successfully complete this, the number of courses that you've been enrolling. Okay, so you need to work together. Okay, you need to identify who is next to you or who you can collaborate with, and that it doesn't mean, as Kathy has rightly stated, it doesn't mean that you have to be there physically. You can do networking, and that's another aspect of it. As we move into the second slide, you can do networking through all these technological devices that you can. But for us who are close together, please, within your weekly schedule, appoint a time that you can get together and discuss. And before you discuss, it is very important that you, individual members of the group, you're up to date with the material that's been presented for you. For example, within a week's content, you need to be up to date. You need to cover all those content, and that makes your work, the discussions and everything very, very easy. So please spend some time to go to look through those content that has been populated onto the platform. Okay. As human beings, we were built for relationships, and those professional relationships that we build with each other is very important. Okay, you're studying towards a diploma, and let me assure you that you can't get your diploma alone. You need other people, so you need your colleagues along the way to be able to do that. So we encourage you to start building those professional relationships with your other colleagues, and it's not necessarily students or within the cohort within the current cohort. You can build that relationship with your other colleagues in the schools, in that school that you're working on. And those colleagues, it doesn't mean that they have to enroll in either of these courses to be able to be part of your network. No, try and identify people within your area that you can build those professional relationships, and they can be instrumental towards the completion of your studies. So we are all adults, and we know that we develop relationships, and we need to maintain those relationships. So please, let me encourage you. If you bump into any challenges along the way, you bump into any queries, before reaching out to us, before coming on and onto the forum or messaging us, there might be somebody next to you that you could capitalize on their expertise and let them help you. So please look at your studies from an open mind, bring in that open mindset into the whole process, so you can build on each other's capabilities and each other's expertise to be able to complete your studies. Okay. You cannot achieve a diploma alone, basically, and that's what I've reiterated earlier on. Each of us, we all need support along the way, and it's not just academic support, it's not just professional support, but there might be other supports along the way that could help you focus. Okay, you might be, having challenges with your dealing with your classes and all that stuff, and other things that Kathy has mentioned before in her presentation about, because our Vanuatu community is a very communal community, and as teachers we tend to be the most important person in a family. So when those things do come up, you do know that you've built that social network, you've built that social support around you, and that social support that you could capitalize on, you can build on in order for you to successfully complete your studies. And like I said, it's not just academic network. That network you could build to assist in other aspects of life, and whatever if there are needs coming up, there are unforeseen circumstances coming up, but you can dwell on that. You can lean on that social support around you within your networking to support you. So please don't close that your networking to don't close it too much. Try and open it, and be mindful about who you bring into that network. And I encourage you to build, to start using those networks for your benefit. Okay, that's one. That's the first slide that I wanna take us through this afternoon. The second slide is about ICT networking. It's more about technology now. It's more about how do we get onto the platform? How do we navigate the Moodle platform and so forth? And this afternoon, let me congratulate you, because I guess it's a first session for EDPS111, but it's encouraging to see that a lot of you have actually connected to the Zoom network and being able to communicate, being able to listen, and being able to introduce yourself. So as far as ICT networking is concerned, that's the first plus. That's a plus, and we, as a team, we wanna congratulate you individually for being able to do that. Okay. We do know that technology can be daunting, and the fact that most of us have been, we are not, and especially in Vanuatu, it's a very traditional society, and we oftentimes feel that technology might be challenging for us. Okay, but that doesn't mean that we cannot engage with technology. We've seen with this COVID thing that ICT and technology it becomes a very, very important tool now, and with a lot of things have been disseminated through technology and been disseminated through the internet. So we need to step up, and we need to be encouraged to be able to use it. Okay. So please, if any one of us in the group, you feel that it's very daunting, it's very discouraging, it can be frustrating as well. But let me encourage you. We all need to start somewhere, and that starting point doesn't have to be that smooth, but we can start there and gradually build our way towards using those tools confidently. And like I said, it's encouraging to see that most of you have actually looked into the Zoom, and that's, again, it's a plus to be able to see that. Okay. Secondly, okay, like I said, it can be daunting, but we can engage with technology, and no need for you to be a tech savvy, meaning you don't have to be a technology expert to be able to use those tools. We can be novice, we can be new users of this technology, but we can still use it. Okay. So long as you have a smartphone, basically you're walking around with the whole world. You can access anything with that smartphone. And so long as you have access to the network, so long as you have access to the internet, basically you can do whatever you want to do, right? The whole world is at your fingertip while you walk around with that smartphone. So let me encourage you, please don't perceive internet and don't perceive ICT tools as a very, very difficult thing. It's very easy, and you can use it. Okay. So long as we know the basics around how to use those things, how to use those tools, then we would be able to use it. Learn to love and enjoy technology as a means to stay connected, but also to build ourselves academically. Right? Most of us who've been part, who are your course instructors now, your course tutors or your course lecturers, we've used technology, and we are not, Chen said, some of us are millennium, but we did learn to accept the challenge and get our heads around technology, and now we are able to use it. So please, it's the passion, it's the thing that drives us to be able to use it. So let me encourage you, build that passion around technology, try and help yourself to love working with technology. And again, that should be able to assist us with the way we use we use technology. Okay. The other thing I wanna talk us through, basically, I know that from Tiara Piara, basically our coverage in Vanuatu, it is Tiara Piara has confirmed that the mobile network has actually covered at least 95 to 97% of the entire country. I know that there are some harsh realities within certain parts of the country, and I won't take that for granted. But let me present, most of us have been using the smartphones, and we know all those different data plans that Digicel and Vodafone are providing us. Let me give you an example. Just earlier on, before I came in to do my presentation, I realized that I ran out of data. I did subscribe for 7 days data. I'm using Digicel network, and I ran out when I started the introduction for my part this afternoon. So very quickly, I instructed or I called Dr. Tarosan saying, look, I have a tech problem, I need to fix it. So I went into my data plan, I checked my balance, and I've got 90 Fatu. So I subscribed for the 3 hour using 65 Fatu. And now I'm using I'm using 65 Fatu to subscribe and being able to do the presentation, being able to talk it through with you. So oftentimes we present technology or we present data as a very expensive means, then that discourages us from being able to tap into the possibilities of being able to tap into things that we can do ourselves. So let me encourage you, look, Mrs. Sata talks about working smart, okay? If you need to download your stuff and you know that you're having issues with network, okay, subscribe for let's say, if you're using Digicel, subscribe for 65 Fatu, go into that network reception, and then download all your resources onto your, I don't know what you're using, either your cell phone or your laptop. Do the download when the network is there, get back home, and then read those documents, do the assignments if you need to, without the internet. And when it's done, now you want to send us, or you want to upload your assignments into the platform, then get back to where you got reception, subscribe for 50 Fatu for 3 hour data, or subscribe for 65 Fatu for 3 hours data, and then start uploading your assignments, or start engaging in the forum. So this is part of working, this is part of being able to work smartly. And especially I'm talking especially to those whom reception might be a challenge, or network might be a challenge in our rural areas. So we can do it, and it doesn't mean that you have to subscribe for 1,100 Vatu to be able to use internet for a month. No, we know that it's difficult to do that. But again, there are other simple means that you can do to be able to complete your studies. I know it's tricky, okay? I know it's challenging. I can't sit here and pretend that it's not challenging, right? I accept the fact that there are challenges along the way, but we were meant to, as humans, we were meant to face those challenges. And this is for your own good. This is for your own benefit, for yourself, for your school, for your family, for your community. So please, let me encourage you, see the possibilities, try and help yourself to look for the seed of benefits within all those challenges that you might encounter. Okay. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, please feel free. We've got the chat forum, we've got the chat section in the Zoom. If you need to ask, direct the questions, you can start sending me those questions now. You go to the chat section and then send it to me directly regarding my part, or you can send it to everyone. Then we can dialogue from the chat group, and then we can respond to it via them through audio or video. Thank you so much.
Okay. I hope you can hear me, and thank you very much, Mr. Smith, for that. I believe that has come to give us, those of us who are experiencing problem with ICT, the network. I've already had phone calls and messages from some of you about this. And thank you very much, Mr. Smith, for giving us heads up on the use of technology over here. All right, our time is running out fast. And Kalsin, how much time have we got left?
Only 2 minutes, but we can go far from 2:15. 3:15.
3:15. All right. Thank you very much. Can you also tell me whether Mr. Takaro is on board or not with us?
No?
No?
No any sign for Mr. Takaro.
Okay. All right. I'll try to pick up the two that he's myself and him supposed to talk to the class about this afternoon. So class, bear with me and I'll try to go fast. I am not going to show any, I have 2 pages, but I won't show that because I am on my phone now and we are running out of time. Let me just go with mine first, and that is the activity completion and restriction. I know that we have upgraded. I already began my sentence when Mr. Smith was off a little. And that is that we have learned a lesson from last year, and you and I are both teachers. We know that when we give work to our students in the classroom, we don't just give one thing and expect them to do it, and then we move on to the next next topic. That doesn't work. And so it is the same with this. This is a classroom. It's just that we are using this mode of delivery and we are doing it online. So we, as your tutors, your lecturers, we prepare work and we put out work for you. Please do those work because they will help you come to understand the concepts under each of those subtopics better. So we have upgraded because last year some people were only wanting to go straight to assignments. Therefore, we now have activity completion and restrictions. So for us, EDPS 111, you will notice that I have sent out messages, and thank you that people have understood that. A few have called for more clarification on that. There is only one thing that I want to make it clear to you is that for week 1, discussion, completion ticks, I've seen that a good number of you have done the activities. Well done. I congratulate you all for that. However, week 2, which was already last week, it's not very good, and you have seen that on my message I've sent out to you on Sunday night or Monday morning. And now we are on week 3. I haven't seen anyone as we speak headed in that direction, but there were 5 who supposed to complete maybe only 1 or 2 more activities in week 2, and then they should have access to week 3. Now, for your forum discussion for week 1 and 2, you have to post one. You have to make a post. So that means you yourself do it. And then you have to reply to another colleague's post. Okay, so that is for week 1 and 2. And then there will be a tick for your class discussion or forum. So I hope I'm clear with that. For week 3, which is this week, you will either post or do a reply to somebody. But you can only get to week 3 if you've completed week 1 and 2. So that's for our activity completion and restriction. I have a screen. I check on what you people do, and also my other colleagues, they check on what you have done, and we know whether you have done it or not. So please make sure you go and do those activities, because they will benefit you. They will help you so that when it comes to your assignment, you can do your assignment well, because you understand the concepts. Now, I will stop there for activity completion and restrictions. I will now go on to assignments, which Mr. Takaro, our course coordinator, should be talking to us about it, but I will just brief you on that first assignment that will be due on Friday. The Dropbox supposed to open up already, and I got a confirmation from one caller, one of our students from Sanma province, that yes, it is. That is for MT1, which is major topic 1. So you will do a reflection based on that major topic 1 only. So that's only part 1. Last year we had lots of people asking us this question. So that is not the full assignment yet. Please take note that that is only one part of it. Major topic 2 is part 2, major topic 3, and major topic 4. They all make up one assignment. That is why we gave you a word limit, because you do not need to write too much, but you are to do a summary on each of the topics. So that is for our assignment 1. We have 4 parts to it. So you will continue to work on assignment 1 up until the end of the semester, because MT4 will be the last one to take us to the end of the semester. All right, so that makes up our semester, that makes up our assignment 1. Assignment 2 and 3, can you please watch the space? It will come up once it is finalized by our moderators, and then it will come out. So for now, concentrate on the first part of assignment 1. All right, thank you very much. That's all I can say about assignment. And yes, feel free to message any of us regarding any of the 2 subjects that I have just talked briefly to you about this afternoon. Okay, my time says it's 3:06, and Mr. Lawi said we only have up to 3:15. So I will stop talking now, and I can see hands up already here. I will begin to take our Q&A from you people now. Thank you very much for listening, and we will proceed on to our Q&A session.
Thank you. I see the hands up from Delma Joel. The time is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Lawi. Thank you, Dr. Kaylin and Mr. Hinge and Mrs. Ata for the presentation that you've given out this afternoon. I have 2 questions. First one, 2 of my colleagues, Annette Tarihivo and Mr. Clemo, they do not have the course, this course in the Moodle, inside the Moodle, so they can't access that. How can we help them in that one? Number 2, number 2 question is regarding the assignments that I know maybe you've cleared it up already regarding the assignments for week 2. We are going to reply to another to someone's forum. Is that right? For week 2? Thank you.
Okay, I hope my mic is on. I'll come in. Thank you very much, Mrs. Joel, for your questions. The first question, the 2 students that you have just mentioned, can you please send me an email? So, and then you have the details on the email so that I can check the list that I have. If they have registered, then I will proceed to enroll them. That's your question number 1. Question number 2, regarding the activity completion, your week 1 discussion or forum and week 2 discussion and forum both of them you have to make a post and then you have to reply to someone else's post. I hope I have answered you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, sweet.
Unlifted for Songy Abel. Able, Songy. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I just have one question about the reflections. Can you please elaborate more on the reflections? The one that is due this coming Friday, is it going to be only for major topic 1, or I will have to do the reflection for all the MTs? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abel. Mr. Abel, it's due on Friday. So because it's due on Friday, we only look at what we have covered already. We haven't covered MT2, has not completed. We just started it this week. And MT3 still to come and MT4. So to answer you, MT1 only. And please check the details on what you're supposed to write and how you're supposed to write and submit through the drop-in.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. Any others? I can't see any more hand up here, Carlson.
Yes, no more hand raised now.
All right.
I think our times 2 is up because we have another meeting from EDPS112 begin from 3:30. So maybe we will host a meeting from 3:15. So I think the time is up for us now.
Okay, so please send us your questions through our Moodle message. So or our emails, and we can help you out with what your queries are. Otherwise, I would like to take this time to thank Mr. Lawi and to thank Mr. Smith, Mrs. Arthur, for your time with the EDPS 111 class this afternoon. And thank you so much to all those who have come in to join our Zoom session this afternoon. As Mr. Smith said, congratulations to you all for making it through to our Zoom this afternoon. We appreciate that, and we hope that you got the messages that we have given to you, because we all want to see you succeed in the end. So once again, thank you, and all the best to you all. Over to Mr. Lawi.
Okay, thank you, Thomas. So me just want them let the look faces please. You will have on camera play me will want them look all nice faces here from lockdown. We will look for some days, some weeks, some months. Then I'm on. Okay, no ada tanaman naman. Istirahat. Thank you to much everyone. I see.
Yes,
Okay.
Miluksam, thank you.
All good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kwan.
And bye-bye,
So far,
everyone.
me first meeting, but full up attend. Okay, bye for now.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Mr.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Okay, so you will stop here now. You will must connect back with them Zoom ID with them Zoom passcode for EDPS112. Kami two different meeting, two different host, two different IT, two different code. Okay, so you must put prepare a new for 15 minutes. Okay, bye-bye.